The weather isn't at that back to school feeling just yet, but back to school is fast approaching. And so is that deadline for local districts to try to fill all the open positions. Tonight, we're going to laser focus on St. Paul. According to that district, they still have about 77 teaching jobs and 27 special education positions to fill across all of their schools. Hiring specialists say that's ahead of last year, so good news at this time. But while a lot of attention is going to be paid to filling the teaching jobs, Kent, you went to a hiring event today that was focused on an even bigger area of need right now. Tell us more.
Yeah, absolutely, Jen. It was a hiring fair for support professionals. Think teaching assistants and educational assistants. These jobs are hands-on, helping teachers in the classroom and supporting students who might need extra help. They don't require a special license or degree, but last year, St. Paul had to leave many of those jobs unfilled. So today, they took a new approach.
There was an uncertain vibe before the hiring event at Como Park Senior High.
I didn't know what to expect or what to do. I was kind of scared.
But even though she just graduated from a St. Paul high school herself a few months ago, Mashari Dillard gave it a shot.
I know a thing or two about school. I can do it.
And didn't regret it.
And then the principal over there found me and he gave me a job.
You heard that right. Minutes after walking in, she was hired.
On the spot.
And just a couple hours in, the hiring fair was more like a hiring frenzy.
I think we filled about 30 to 40 TA, EA positions.
Recruitment specialist Annie Zhang says that still leaves the district short about 100 teaching and educational assistants, but that's still way ahead of last year.
A year ago, we were probably closer to 300 openings. We were definitely not hiring this fast.
Last year in particular, we went with teaching assistant vacancies the entire year. We're supposed to have 10 and we had 1.
Central High School principal Charisse Ayers says she's optimistic this year will be different.
Have you hired anyone today?
I did. I hired my first interview. I felt like a very good fisher person. With that first interview, I was able to catch a big fish.
Filling all the support roles, big or small, is something Charisse says the whole school benefits from. And she says last year's shooting outside the Jimmy Lee Rec Center just after school let out showed why.
We had a lot of students come back to the school, and the first person that they saw was one of our SSLs, our school support liaisons. And they go to those people because they feel safe and they feel seen. And so those positions are so vitally important. And when those positions are missing, we feel it in the building.
And that's especially true when it comes to special education assistants, which is why the district is offering $4,000 hiring bonuses.
I tell folks, as long as you're passionate about working with students, you're passionate about wanting to make that difference, this job is for you. We will provide you the training. We'll provide you the support that you need to be able to succeed in this position.
And it's why it didn't take Mashari long to find a job.
From playing sports and being a captain of teams to now being in a school setting as a TA, I've always looked after the people around me, and I've always gotten to know the people around me and treat them as the human beings that they want to be treated as. And I feel and see that sometimes that doesn't happen in school settings, so I want to be the person that can reach out and give someone a comfortable environment when they're not feeling as comfortable as they want to be.
And in just a few days, Mashari will do exactly that. She'll report to Farnsworth Elementary to work as a special education TA, and she will join more than 60 others who accepted jobs today. They are still going to be looking, of course, for dozens more. And if you're interested, we've got a link to more information along with this story on KARE11.com. Jenna.
So, Kent, the big why, how come they were so successful this year as opposed to last year with this specific recruiting effort?
Well, the district would say they think it's a couple of reasons. One is they've been putting a lot more emphasis on these types of hiring events, really demystifying that kind of a position. But the other thing is just money, Jana. The salaries, they've gone up across the board, and they're definitely seeing interest because of it.
Makes sense. All right. Thanks so much, Kent.